bit too late.
Yeah, they're thinking ahead now, maybe, who knows. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Picks and bans underway, and straight away they're going in towards Kazakh's ban. We haven't seen that one for a very long time, but of course we saw high all over the place earlier on last week. Orianna being banned away. It's from Jesus. That's another champion we haven't seen too much of. Ziggs will be surely a ban between one of these two teams.
So Orianna ban here could show that Millenium wants to play LeBlanc. Normally you want to pick Orianna into it because you can actually farm well, you can shield yourself if LeBlanc tries to trade with you, and they're now banned away for the first time. Could be one of the reasons. It's not like Jess has been dominating on this Orianna before.
Yeah, absolutely. Elise taken away. We just saw in the last game working wonders for Shook, but Morgana was also taken away. So two champions that were in the last matchup for Alliance. What will be the final bans from SK? A lot slower bans straight this time around. There is the Ziggs ban, kind of expecting that one. Kale still left open, a favorite of SK's.
Could be the last ban here for Millenium, especially because, again, Morgana and Orianna, both champions work well against a pick comp or against something like LeBlanc here, and they have banned them away. So we need to see where they want to go with the first few picks here, and also if SK what they want to first pick.
Nidalee ban is the final choice. Lulu also open, of course, wow, and Kassadin, more importantly, has been left open. Will Jesus take that one? It's not a champion we've seen him on a lot, but then again, we've not seen anyone on it a lot because he's been living in that ban prison. 90% I think the ban rate was round for him, and 88.5 now because it's just been lowered.
Very, very close at least. And Millenium actually is the team in Europe to leave Kassadin open. They do it fairly often, and then they try and...
They have the counter.
Yeah, they feel like they have the counter, at least. It doesn't always work for them, but they like to leave it open, so a team first picks, and they get two very strong picks themselves, and then Kerp with the very last pick can just pick something that can counter the Kassadin.
I think Nicolas Cage would be proud of the face you just pulled about that counter. They feel they have. Jax has been picked alongside Evelyn, which Connex has played a number of times to great success, but of course Sven Skaren hovering over that famed Lee Sin right now. He's definitely picked up the slack where Amazing has left off in Europe. And of course Thresh was banned out in the last match. A strong champion for J-Ree, that's for sure. Not a champion we've seen Unrated on a great deal.
Yeah, fairly new champion for Unrated, who last split didn't even play it. He put a lot of focus on to the likes of Leona instead. Annie, he played a lot to be the engaged here for SK. And this split actually he played a lot of Morgana, which is banned away, and Zyra, so more disengaged. But this time around, takes away the Thresh here from J-Ree, who just instant-locks Leona.
Instant-lock straight in, no problem. One in that champion. Lucian, of course, to follow. Twitch is open. If Candy Panda was to take it, he did take it against Alliance last week, so wouldn't be too surprised to see that one picked out. The Lucian, it's interesting to see the Lucian Twitch. It's the combo that everybody's been going with, but as we just saw, Kog'Maw is now on the table.
Kog'Maw is definitely on the table here. There's many AD carries which you can actually play. People just prefer these one or two champions, and every team seems to follow each other here in Europe when it comes to which AD carries they want to play. Except for Genji, of course, who will just pick whatever he feels like. This time, though, it is Lucian, the first pick for Kraton, who picked the AD carry here. And it's just overall such a good pick. You can do everything with Lucian, and you're always very strong.
Well, with Kog'Maw, if he does choose to lock it in, he has of course, got the Lantern from Thresh to help him out, but that's one of the few escapes. And when you've got a Jax on the opposition and Evelyn that could sneak in there, it's a bit of a risky pick, I feel, but I think he knows better than I do about AD carries. That's what
you're right.
Sure.
I mean, you're right. Normally, people pick something like Lulu, Nami with it
if Blitzcrank gets picked in, that's a real problem.
That would be kind of weird. It would be Blitzcrank mid then.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, we've seen it top, haven't we, of course, the last time, but Fizz the final pick.
So the Fizz pick here, I actually talked with Kerp last time he played this matchup, and he was like, I'm supposed to lose the lane to Kassadin. It's very hard laning phase for me. Kassadin can do a lot of, with his W, he can just hit me in the face every time I go towards him. He has the shield from Kassadin as well to block some of the magic damage. So we need to see how the laning phase will go. Last time it went okay for Kerp, he went even in farm. Let's see if Jesus can do more towards this Fizz pick here. But then going back to Candy Panda and his pick, as you just talked about, there's not a lot of protection for him. Normally it's Nami, Lulu to help out here, Peel for the Kog'Maw. This time around for SK, it's only Rated who can actually help him out. The rest looking more to jump in onto the side of Millenium and try and take down a target, especially the Renekton pick.
I mean, you got a Leona diving in towards you with, of course, the Solar Flare. You got everything to lock you down. It's going to be a really, really tough time.
And the Fizz will one-shot you.
I'm expecting to see a QSS coming out for him, so pretty early on as well, actually, maybe.
He needs some defensive items, that's for sure. Could be Guardian Angel, could be the Banshees. There's a lot of options for him. But yeah, if he gets locked down by Leona, Fizz will jump in and you're dead instantly.
Well, some interesting picks and bans. Who do you guys think will take the first tower in this game? Tweet at LOL Esports and use the hashtag SK or hashtag MIL to vote. And don't forget to put at LOL Esports in there, because otherwise, who the hell's going to look at it? Not us, that's for sure. Make sure we will be checking the results out in just a few minutes' time. So, game about to get underway. Interesting picks this time around. As you mentioned, Fizz, you know, in thinking of Kerp and Jesus, both of these players are players that like to start roaming. Jesus definitely stepped it up in the roaming. Kerp 100% will be all over the map.
Normally, at least, he wants to just make plays everywhere, and the team is waiting for him to do it. So this time around here, with the Fizz, again, according to him, he's supposed to lose the matchup, so we will see what happens.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game is afoot. Game 2 of the day, and it is week 3. SK Gaming starting out as the blue team up against Millenium, who are playing as the red team from top to bottom.
And we see now also the Flask here from Kerp, so really looking for sustain in the laning phase. Knows this can take a lot of damage from Justice. Just want to farm up here and make sure he can play it safe and of course sustain himself enough in the lane. And then we need to see how SK wants to handle this Jax. Because again, when you have Renekton, you're a lot stronger in the early game. Oh, got a ward there. But you're a lot stronger in the early game with the Renekton, but you're a lot weaker, like a lot weaker in the late game against the Jax. So we need to see if SK wants to lane swap on it to try and shut down, which in my opinion wouldn't be the right choice. I think they should try and look for one-on-one lane with Freddy here, and then just put Svensson up there to camp Kevin and shut him down early.
Well, if I was asked to make a list of the best Renekton players in the LCS in Europe, I would probably put Freddy up the top there. So 100% is one of the main Renekton players, and that's why it works so well for SK Gaming. Honestly, the meta has moved heavily in their favor, especially for Freddy in that top lane.
Freddy 100%, he loves to play Bruisers. Again, Wicked is the same deal here. The Bruisers, it's what they enjoy playing. It's what you play now here in the Season 4 patch, so... Season 4 meta.
Oh dear God.
Not the trackball.
There's a trackball problem, ladies and gentlemen, for Kerp. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. What are you going to do, Kerp? He's under the desk. He's panicking over this one. This is serious. It's not like you can just pull another one out, that's for sure. Everybody, just calm down.
Still looks fairly happy.
He's looking fairly calm.
Yeah.
He maybe just kicked the cable out. It's possible. We've all done it. We've all been there. No.
Smile, please.
Oh. I mean, I'd love to see another trackball come out. Taco's gone off.
Pull it out.
Taco's gone off to basically call emergency backups. I think we're okay. It's good. It's good. Look at the thumb. The thumb is in action. It is working, ladies and gentlemen. The trackball is back. We've talked about this many times, and sooner or later it's going to happen. There is no backup.
There's no backup.
This
like,
thing.
if it's gone, it's gone. That's it. The Kerp is done.
Yeah. I mean, we've asked him so many times. It's like, you need to carry a backup for this thing, because it's... You're going to just get, I'll just borrow one from another player. Nope. I mean, you could probably ask a poll of about 10,000 players, and you may not get one still. It's a rare thing, but
at least the only player.
Don't get me wrong; they're fantastic for video editing, from what I hear. But maybe we'll find one for him, nevertheless. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in the game. It is Millenium on the invade, and this is something we've seen so often from Millenium. Even when through the hard times, through the easy times, they always go on them as invades.
And with, of course, the wards being active so early in the game here, you can always spot the invade as long as you place them properly. So SK saw Millenium move in, pinged them, and moved straight into their red buff with both Svensson and Freddy for now.
So, ward right under the feet of Svensson, which is why we're seeing Millenium moving in force to that red buff. They're going to bide their time. I think they should come around the back, but they're going to go flat out in there. Kotnex, of course, will be able to stealth his way in. SK sensing something wrong there. Yep, starts off the red buff and says, yep, there's full vision. Let's get the hell out of dodge. Which means it will be a standard start for these teams. It's going to be a 2v1 in the top and bottom lane, so not quite 100% standard. And actually, that's going to slow Kevin down a little bit here, because he's doing the buddy system. And of course, well, you guys at home are actually a little concerned about the picks and bans that SK maybe have gone with here. Either that, or there's a lot of Millenium fans tuning in.
Well, we have to remember, of course, with the Jax against Renekton, we just talked about it before the pause, how hard a Jax will outscale Renekton here. So if Millenium goes through the first 20-25 minutes, make sure Kevin can pick up some farm, he will be able to do so much in this game here, to split pushing or team fighting. And of course the Fizz as well, going into the late game point. If you land your ulti onto the Cockmore, he's gonna die.
Identical tactic for both these teams. You can see Freddy shadowing Svenskeren around. This is something that's really come into common practice for the teams in the European LCS and really across the world. They do continue to keep it up. It started out as the 4-0 splits. He used to pile on towards those towers, take 2 towers down early, and now it's transcended into what we're seeing here, which is the 2v1s, but the top laners stay very much in the jungle alongside their jungle partner. And Rated going to ward out. I think he's just trying to get some vision of maybe where they're going. Is he even going to try and make a play and hook on Curb?
Well, if he lands the hook, it could be some damage at least on the Curb here, then force him to then jump away with the seed.
Jesus is trying to bait him over there. That's what he's doing, trying to putting him away from the minions, but quickly slides away and Rated. Oh, this is going to be baited in. Gets the flay in there. The ignite is down, but it's not enough damage. Svenskeren joins the party. He gets in. It is back and forth action, and nobody will go down. Very tight fight though between these two teams.
And Curb was actually forced to use the flash because he was baiting out here, flash away from the hook, and now Jerry joining in as well.
Not going to get the clearance on there, but as you mentioned, that death sentence, it was going to land.
It was.
Flash saved his life. So, great start from these two teams. Millenium going to return back to lanes, although saying that, there's 4 members in the top half of the jungle. Freddy clearly getting a ward to give him some coverage.
And look at this here. Freddy, because there was all the action in the mid lane, because Jerry as well moved down to help out, Freddy just farmed up in his top lane by himself, one-on-one against Silva. So he picked up so much farm already compared to Kevin.
What was Cotnex and Kevin doing there? They came on towards that area. They'd already seen the ward because it got placed on J-Ree. He tried to clear that ward out. So they knew there was a ward in that bush, yet they just came and stood there for a couple of seconds and wasted a lot of time because SK are fully aware of their position.
And this is not good for Millenium. Candy Panda is freezing the bottom lane, just picking up all the farm he needs. Freddy is one-on-one top lane here, picking up all the farm he needs. And while Kevin is getting very low amount of farm, he's in the base now, he needs to teleport somewhere, or Millenium needs to go either multiple members in the top lane to push it down to make sure Freddy gets denied from the farm, or they need to help Kevin in his bottom lane pushing the wave out, so Candy Panda won't just get all this farm.
Well, it is a 3 versus 4, so it's not quite as disastrous as it was in the previous matchup, but you can guarantee that Candy Panda's immediately going to go aggressive. He's got Svenskeren coming around in towards the top. Look who's coming down the river, and Rated's going to join this party. It's going to be a 3-on-1. Kevin in all sorts of trouble. He has to start backing away. He's got flash available, but if he gets caught with one of those flays or death sentences or even sonic waves followed through, now we see Svenskeren coming around. There's the leap strike already done. He has got flash available still. Counter strike will come out. Nicely done. That may save the day. Flash was used just at the right time. Good escape by Kevin.
Yeah, second flash though forced by Enrated here. First onto Curb, now onto Kevin, and again, continued just farm from Candy Panda. He didn't even have to join in for this one. It was just Svenskeren and Enrated doing all the work to force Kevin away.
So mid lane, we haven't seen too much between these two. They had that little engagement, the 3-on-3, but overall they're actually keeping fairly even in farm. That's a big Wraith being taken away. Oh, Kraton dived on by Freddy there. Has got a big minion wave with him, and he's well within his right at level 5 apiece.
Yeah, just poke him down, so once you hit level 6, if Svenskeren joins in, they can dive on to Kraton here, tank up the tower. For now though, he's taking some damage and might actually have to flash over.
Gonna have to safeguard across the Jezza, safe. He passes away. Got the big Wraith as well, so happy with that one, but of course he knows now that Millenium have 2 members in this bottom half of the jungle. In the bottom lane, they need to be aware of this one. Candy Panda does ward it out. Oh, he didn't quite go. I don't think he gave him vision. He didn't. Yes, he did. He got it just in the side there. I think he just about caught vision of them, and they will be safe. I tell you what, I think Cotnex and J-Ree probably could have got around the back there and still caused a problem for them. Instead, it is going to be a giant wave of minions, siege minion, and all of the damage Candy Panda put onto J-Ree. That was, again, sloppy play from Millenium.
Very important though, Kevin picks up all the farm here onto this tower. It's his chance to try and catch up a little bit to Freddy. But again, he was just been 1v1 against Selva up in his top lane, or against Kraton, sorry, up in his top lane, and just picked up so much farm.
So, we see the AD carries backing off. It is, Double Dorrance was picked up in the top lane as well. Triple Thorin picked up by Freddy. He's just looked at Kevin's items and said, yeah, I can beat that. I can beat that. I'll go one better. Meanwhile, Phaedra was picked up by Candy Panda, going for that Triforce early on. Svenskeren actually is going to see Cotnex here, so they have the timings on that red buff. And I don't think they're going to go for the full invade, although N-Rated is joining the party.
Is joining in. Also, Kraton is actually recalling up in his top lane here, so Freddy can also move down and help the team now for this red buff here. So SK Gaming doing a very good job delaying Cotnex from taking red buff and might even be able to steal it themselves, because now Freddy joins in.
Freddy joins in, Kraton is backed away. That red buff still hasn't gone down. Now we see Millenium moving in force. Mid lane coming across as well. Kurt wants to join this one. He's taken a little bit of harassment from Jez's, who is also putting the pressure down, has got that Riftwalk available, has his Chum the Waters for Kerp, so this could be a big fight there. This is red buff going away, Svenskeren steals it away. Are they going to fancy a fight though? J-Ree's taken low here, Freddy trying to put down, Chum the Waters lands on towards N-Rated, does not do a lot of damage, instead we see the Riftwalk coming from Jesus to pursue on Kerp, and Kerp backs away from that one. And everybody steps away safe. Red buff went to Svenskeren. After all that, blue buff will go across to Jesus.
Should go across to Jesus here, and Rated once again is in this mid lane here, just laning with Jesus. Also taking quite a lot of the experience away, which is one of the reasons Kerb is actually one level ahead.
So Jesus picking up the blue buff. Riftwalk's over. Of course, Riftwalk will stack up in mana cost, so he absolutely needs that. Will get pulled with the Lantern to make sure he gets the rest of that gold. As you mentioned, Candy Pan has been left all on his own, so he's getting maximum experience, maximum farm. As is Kraton in that top lane, who got himself the BF sword and is backed once again. He shoved the lane up, but that's only going to help out Freddy. Freddy's happy to come back into that top lane and continue to get all that farm.
And that's been the big difference, because Freddy was there in the top lane. He teleported to it from the start when we had the big fight in the mid lane, where Kevin was part of the fight instead of farming. So Freddy got ahead on farm, got ahead on XP, and therefore Kevin has just been trying to catch up, and now he's actually going to join in this top lane for one-on-one. Let's see if SK want to build up the wave here with Freddy, and then move Svensson up there, or move Jesus up there, and just dive onto Kevin and force him away.
He has got the Vampiric Scepter. He will take the golems down before he gets into that top lane, but he's quite far behind on Freddy, and Freddy with boots on Renekton will be a force to reckon with. N-Rated sticking with Jesus in this mid lane, making sure he's safe. And J-Ree still only at level 4, level 5. Kraton actually low here. Candy Panda could go towards him. He's got Svenskeren coming around now. This is where they're going to focus on. That's going to be the ultimate coming out already. Not enough damage done. Kraton goes down first, but easily gifted to Candy Panda.
Very, very smart move. Both side lanes are pushing for SK, so Svenskeren just had to choose. Do I want to go dive to bot lane? Do I want to dive to top lane? Okay, I'll go bot lane here. Picks up a very easy kill onto Kraton. Kevin couldn't teleport to help him because he's stuck under his own tower.
So Dragon's going to get started off for SK Gaming. It's going to be a simple pickup. Both teleports are available. I'll tell a lie. Freddy's is not quite. There will be any second now, as Jesus gets dived on briefly by Kurt. But SK Gaming will secure themselves first Dragon of the game.
Ooh, ulti just missed from Kerp here. J-Ree was ready as well to join in with even more CC. Need to be careful though. N-Rated and Svensson both around here. A good move by SK. Also the reason Svensson actually decided to go bot lane and not top lane, because they kill Kraton, go straight for the Dragon here, pick it up for SK.
So Freddy keeping pressure on. He's got 20 CS, 30 CS, almost lead over Kevin, who is happy to hold out on his tower, honestly. He is level 7, so he's not really diveable too much. Hasn't got a great deal of hit points. Candy Panda, though, is diveable. Cotnex sneaks around the side of him. Kraton goes aggressive on towards him. Flash already used. Is he going to be able to get away to the tower? He is! And Candy Panda, with the heal and flash used out, is safe.
Yeah, both summoners going here, and Kraton can now either freeze the lane or just push it out and try and deny some CS. Seems for now he just want to freeze it and wait for the next wave. While of course Candy Panda will have to run all the way back from base, and he could now be the target for the next game from Millenium, because both summoners are gone.
Meanwhile, in this mid lane, they are continuing their little back and forth foray. Just 6 CS diff between the two. Top lane, of course, Kevin happy to return back to lane and keep him away. Kerp again goes aggressive onto Jesus. Doesn't do a great deal. And as you mentioned in lane phase, you know, he has that shield, Jesus, on Cassidy, and that builds up a lot of damage. So when Kerp goes aggressive with that playful trickster, it's really only just bouncing on the shield. This time around, he does catch him nicely with the Urgent Strike.
And what we have to remember as well, Kassadin, while he might be strong in the lane now, he still needs to scale up with his items. Rod of Ages is already completed. Jace is just waiting for it to give him more stats. Might be going for T as well as the next item. Needs to stack this one up as well here. So for Kassadin, it's pretty much all about just farming here early on, waiting for your items to stack up, and then you just become this absolute monster in your late game.
Bit of a farm differential. Nice hook. Kraton gets played out. Does manage to get out there. J-Reed goes aggressive, but I think he's not going to get out of this solar flare. Quickly, Lantern gets thrown down and rated. Unsure, really, where Candy Panda wanted to go with that one. The exhaust was enough to hold Candy Panda at bay.
Yeah, and also actually exhaust was used onto Kraton here once Enrated went in for it. Kevin though, teleporting back to this top lane, just trying to farm, picked up a Chain Vest now actually because you know Freddy can do so much damage onto him.
Yeah, Freddy building up towards that Sunfire Cape, of course, with that Giant's Belt already purchased. And as you mentioned, this is the big stage for Freddy. He has to really start to make some plays because from now on in, Kevin is just going to get stronger.
Yes, it only goes one way for Jax and it's just up here. He did delay his blade, did delay his Trinity Force because he went for this Chain Vest, but he felt like he needed it for the laning phase against Freddy because he knows I'm just farming here, and also if Svensson joins in, it's even more physical damage where the Chain Vest will help.
What I will say though is something we talked about heavily in the pre-game to this show is that SK struggling in lanes. They're winning. They're 2,000 gold up in the lane phase. This is bad news for Millenium as Kraton gets caught out once again. That ultimate from Candy Panda. One hit's enough. And now J-Reed's in trouble. He could make it a double here. The death sentence is available if he wants to go for it. There's the flay. Will he go for the final finisher? No, the tower's enough to keep him away.
So managed to actually get out here for J-Reed, but Kraton did go down. That's despite Candy Panda had to use both summoners on this gank early on we talked about, and yet SK can turn around. Get a kill onto Millenium, 2 versus 2. So yeah, laning phase-wise, in this game, early game-wise, SK is doing really well. All starts from the lane swapped early, where Millenium put a lot of members in the mid lane to try a gank, or to try a counter gank. It was actually onto SK, where Candy Panda was just farming the bottom lane by himself, and Freddy was farming the top lane. Now Jess is actually taking some damage.
Chum the Waters goes down, but Kerp takes a lot of tower damage. Ignite's going to be enough, and Jesus gets the kill.
Oh, a little bit too aggressive here from Kerp into the tower as well. Cotnex down his bottom lane though.
It's a 3v2, but Kraton's already taken a lot of damage. Solar Flare does not land. Candy Panda now, he's got Coronettes up his backside and Rated's in trouble. He's going to go down. He's not going to be able to escape this one. Kraton will pick up the kill. Candy Panda though, in a one-on-one, takes down Cotnex.
So in Rated, he actually gave the lantern to Candy Panda here, and then he just moved away from him. So he dragged 2 members from Millenium towards him, and Candy Panda was left to one-on-one Cotnex. 1-0 for Candy Panda.
Fantastic stuff. SK Gaming strong start to this game, and let's check out this fight once again. As you mentioned, N-Rated, the ultimate.
Yeah, N-Rated actually here with both Jerry and Kraton. They go towards him and he just stays as far away as possible for Candy. I'm not sure if he wanted Candy Panda to actually take the lantern and try and kill Kraton because he thought, okay, you're dead no matter what. And then Candy Panda said nope and just killed Cotnex by himself.
Very well played, but Millenium take the tower nonetheless. So it's 2-1 now in terms of towers. Of course, mid lane tower went down just a moment ago while that replay was running. Jesus and Svenskeren finishing that one off. So that unlocks the mid lane. Kassadin is now free to roam. Kerp is now free to roam. Blue Buff will go across to Kerp. Let's see what he can make of this one because he's made some huge plays in the past on this Fizz.
Yeah, but in this game here, for Millenium, 2 mistakes now. Kerp first went under the tower onto Jesus, thought he could kill him. Instead, Jesus turned it around, picked up a kill on a Kassadin. You really don't want to give any kills to a Kassadin early on. And in the bottom lane here, where Cotnex and the rest of Millenium, they split up from each other and actually ended up giving a kill, trading 1-for-1 in a 2v3 situation.
So top lane tower is about to drop. That's going to be 3-1 for SK Gaming. All of the outers now down. Where will they go from here? SK Gaming tends to only get stronger from here on out. Will Millenium be able to keep them at bay? In terms of vision, looking across the map, nobody's really got full dominance, so at the moment there's not a clear opening for either of the teams, but with Candy Panda so far ahead in build, I feel, of course, the fact that he is 3-0 up, maybe one of the ones to watch. Freddy, though, he's got problems in this top lane. He's already gone aggressive on Kevin. Kevin's just baiting him in. Now Freddy knows it. The moment Kevin turned around, he knew he was in trouble. Dominus is running. Is he going to be able to pick up anything from this one? I don't think he will. That will be a simple kill. 2v1, bullet him down. But look at this. SK making full advantage. Jungler in the top lane. Thank you very much. We'll have a dragon.
Jungler and even support were moving up there to help. So Freddy, while he died, You just give a dragon to the teammate, SK can be happy.
And of course, Freddy, the shot caller for SK Gaming, he'd be the one that just says, I'm going to hold them out here as long as possible. Get that dragon now. They're all coming in towards me. But now look at this top lane. Jez is going aggressive on towards Kevin. Counter-Strike's running. That's going to finish off. He can chase with Riftwalk. There it is. Instant kill. Use the flash to get on towards it, though. And that may put Jez in trouble. Jerry's going to lock him up. But now he can turn this one back around. Force Balls does not do a great deal of damage.
Only rank 1.
Onto Jerry. But now he's going to continue on towards him. They've got vision at the top. He can continue chasing in that top lane. Kerp now in trouble. Freddy and Svenskeren coming in. They lock him up. Chum the Waters goes down. He will catch on both of them. He tries to playful trickster away, but where's he going to go? In that top lane, you can see Jez continues. He's going to be on to Jerry. Gets himself one. He can just throw you around. He can get his third, fourth kill of the game as he comes around. Kerp so low. I think Freddy wants it. And he gives it to Jesus. And that's a 4-0 Kassadin in the mid.
And in the bottom lane as well, tower gone. Candy Pan and Ready just pushed it up because Jerry, he was up in the top lane, busy dying to a Kassadin here. And Jesus, he just went in. There were 3 members from Millenium. He goes in, kills the first one. It was Kevin. Then he just chased on. Connex was out of mana, couldn't do anything. Jerry, of course, as a Leona, can't do anything either. And in the mid lane, Kerb again. Too aggressive, too far up. Also, just gave up a kill. And now 4 kills to Kassadin, 3 kills to a Cockmore. Well, I don't think I need to say anything about the late game scaling.
All that chasing leads to yet another objective as the mid inner turret goes down. Jerry taking some more punishment. And SK Gaming now in full control. We talked about how the mid early game is a problem for them. But once they get to this stage, they know exactly what to do.
And they really they punish Millenium again and again for all the personal mistakes. Taking the wrong fight from Millenium side, being too over-aggressive in your laning phase, and SK is there, turn it around, pick up the kills. Again, Jess is up in his top lane here. Jerry actually was roaming between mid and top before Jess joined in for the fights. If he'd been there from the start, he'd have locked him down, the Jax would have survived, and nothing of this would have happened, except for maybe Kerp dying in the mid lane. But he wasn't there. He was like moving between mid and top lane. Didn't really know where to go. And then in the end, he decided to go back to top lane when it was too late and just gave up another kill.
And they couldn't ask for a better gold spread, better kill spread
Nope.
with the 2 carries, the AD and the mid lane, getting all of those kills so far. They're both 7,000+ gold apiece, leading anyone on Millenium, of course. SK Gaming regrouping, they're moving in towards Kerp. Kerp's going to be their focus target once again. Chum the Waters comes out, but look at this! Svenskeren rides the wave straight on through. The Sonic Wave enough to get the kill.
Same story. Kerp staying there farming. His tower is already gone. SK just moves in. Kassadin jumps him. Lyssin jumps him. So much mobility. And now just pushing up to this mid lane.
Top lane may be the focus. You can see also the mid lane is where they're pushing in. The minions are coming in towards there. Freddy's got himself some free time on this top lane, which is where SK are going to move on to. And rated. Ooh, I wonder whether J-Reeb was going to maybe try and go towards it, but SK Gaming nonetheless, they're going to take themselves another death sentence, not landing from N-rated. But it's another inner turret. That's 6-2 now for SK.
6 towers down here from Millenium side. Only picked up 2 by himself. Now Connex waiting in his jungle here. One trying to set something up.
J-Reeb stood on a ward. He stood on a ward. They know exactly he's
Oh,
there.
okay.
Instead, Kevin just walks straight in towards it. Counter-Strike will be enough to stop them. Solar Flare goes down. J-Reeb already dead. Now Freddy goes in towards them as well. Onto Cotnex. Cotnex goes down. And Rated gets himself another. And they are just motoring through the Millenium defensive front line now. Jesus all over Kurt. Throws out. Didn't even get a chance to do Chum the Waters. He was off cooldown. And it's a double for the support and Rated. They can push on through for the inhib.
SK Gaming, they simply outplay Millenium in this game in every single aspect here. Rotations, individual play, laning phase, everything goes in favor of SK Gaming.
Short cooldown, of course, on those deaths, but nevertheless, it's an inhib down, and SK taking great objective control now. 7-2 up, inhib down, 21 minutes gone. They can pull on back and take what they want. Let's check this fight out.
Yeah, so with all the wards in the jungle here from SK, they spot out Millenium trying to set something up and just waits for them. Kevin goes in first, he's forced to back away. Jerry's already so low when he engages. Lands the slow on to Cotnex, he's an easy kill, and now of course with a Kassadin, you can always chase. Kerp, no chance to survive.
I mean, I'm no pro player, but I know
You are not, I agree.
they've just taken that top turret. You don't go around that bush, because chances are they're either on the red buff or they're in and around that jungle. They would have seen them going south on the tower. They knew they were in there somewhere, so why did they go looking for that fight?
Well, Millenium were hoping that SK were backing away, and some members had already recalled. Maybe one member had already, let's say Jess had already jumped over the wall to Baron, and therefore they could try and pick a fight with only a few SK members. Didn't happen because they had full vision and it's waited around. Freddy though, might be in trouble then.
Well, and Rated may be in trouble as well. They're going to go for Freddy, they're going to go for him, but I don't think they're going to get either. Curb taken very low, Solar Flare coming out, but look at this, Candy Panda's now here. He's going to turn back onto Curb. Curb in all sorts of trouble. He's going to try and slide across, but instead just goes point blank into it. Now J-Ree's in trouble. They tried their hardest to gank down Rated the support, but it's just another kill for Jesus.
And it's not over yet. Svenskun is here, he can jump over to the ward and go for the kick on Kraton.
Pouncing in there, he's not going to land the kick. The Sonic Wave does go in. No, he doesn't catch it, doesn't matter. Jesus has got enough damage. He's got 5 and 0-4. He can go in towards it. Candy Panda meanwhile finds Cotnex down the bottom, gets himself a kill. It's a massacre for SK.
This has turned into a solo queue game pretty much. People just left and right trying to find kills here. All of a sudden Candy Panda goes down to help Freddy, the ganking AD carry up here, and Ready were caught out of position and instantly turned around by Jesus. So it's just small fights everywhere, and now SK pushing on.
And the problem with SK is because they're such a mobile team, everybody is fast, maneuverable around the map. It's another easy inhibitor take for SK Gaming. They could push on through and take this game, but I don't think they're gonna. They're gonna play it safe. They've got super minions coming up that mid lane right now. Millenium are all spawned in full force, so SK no need to risk it just yet. Although 14,000 gold, 23 minutes in, you could argue it's not much of a risk.
You have to do a lot of things wrong here to actually lose the game. However, you need to remember, based on a Jack can do really well late games. Maybe SK think will play 100% safe here. Wait for super minions, take the dragon, maybe even force or take the Baron as long as Millenium is in the base here and make sure we have everything we need to just go and win the last team fight.
I'd be interested to see whether Kerp's the first potential player to have minus points in the fantasy.
No, Glebe from TSM
Glebe already had
last
them,
week.
Okay, well, we're going to see them from Kerp right now as 0-5-0 with only 150 CS, almost certainly is -1. Jesus, though, going to get that blue buff. Let's see if he can continue to stack out his stats, which, I'm trying to think who has him in our league, I'm not too sure.
It was Quickshot actually.
I think Quickshot does.
It was his first round pick. Yeah. It was Justice. He told me, just give me Justice first round. I'm like, are you sure? So many options.
Well,
he was like, yeah, just give it to me.
We all thought maybe he was nuts and everybody at home was making a bit of the draft and went for Jez as the first pick. Maybe thought the same, but it has been fantastic. Potential setup, but look at that. That's the bonus that Candy Panda has. Chum the Waters comes in. It actually caught on Candy Panda. Voicefan's going to step in there, I don't know. Freddy can come on through. Slice and Dice does get the stun onto Jerry. That's a dead support and he's going to go down. Jesus will pick himself up yet another. Curb's trying to stick around the side. Already used to Chum the Waters. They don't care. They're going to push on through. There's nobody to defend right now. They're going to follow on towards the super minions, chasing the Millenium into the base. Look at this. Coming from behind. It's going to be Curb and Cornex, but I don't think they've got enough. One Nexus turret goes down. The second follows. And now on towards the Nexus. They quickly turn around. The hook on Cornex. They just explode the jungler. And that's going to be everybody from Millenium quivering on their fountain as SK Gaming once again in 25 minutes destroy Millenium.
SK Gaming really show they know how to close games and they know how to play as a top team here. There was no chance for Millenium to come back. As soon as the lanes were lost, SK had full control of the map and just picked up kill after kill after kill here and just punished Millenium for every single mistake they made.
SK Gaming already hold the fastest game in the European LCS this split, and now they've just got very close to it once again. So that's two 25-minute games for them. Complete destruction. 16 kills to 2. It's a, 17,000 gold advantage towards the end there. Fantastic stats for everyone involved as well. So really, really very well played by SK. Strong performance, and they've proven if they can win the lane phase, they will dominate the game.
Yeah, and I like the way they did it. The way they won the laning phase, simply by outsmarting Millenium in the lane swaps here, always kept the important members farming just as well in the mid lane, even though there's a lot of action going on, kept farming, was even with Curb on Fizz, and therefore as soon as they got into the small fights, they were just so much stronger. And it's really nice to see both Alliance and now SK Gaming as the two top teams in Europe showing in the matches here, they really know how to dominate the games and don't give any chances to the other teams.
Yeah, they are very, very strong right now, and topping that table, of course, they are in second place, chasing Alliance. Of course, they lost to Alliance last week. Of course, it's interesting to see how that rematch is going to go. Long time before that one comes up, just a couple of weeks' time, not too long. It's a pretty short season after all.
True. This
is the road to the Summoners Cup. Who will get there? Right now, Alliance and SK Gaming almost certainly looking towards those top 2 positions, but it's a long, long season. A lot of games to go still yet.
I think we can say fairly sure. I would at least try and